Imagine a world where one man's vision could transform entire civilizations, a leader so extraordinary that even his enemies called him the Father, a ruler who would rewrite the rules of conquest, compassion, and empire building forever. This is the untold story of Cyrus the Great, the man who did what no one thought possible. The story of Cyrus begins in a time of chaos and constant conflict. Ancient Persia was a land of warring tribes, harsh landscapes, and seemingly insurmountable challenges. But in this unforgiving environment, a legend was about to be born. To truly understand Cyrus, we must first understand the world he was born into. The late 7th century BCE was a time of constant conflict and fragmentation. Empires rose and fell like waves, with each civilization fighting for supremacy. The Assyrian Empire had dominated the region for centuries, known for its brutal conquest and merciless treatment of defeated peoples, but the Persian civilization was different. Nestled in the rugged mountainous regions of what is now Iran, the Persian tribes were known for their resilience, their horsemanship, and their complex tribal structures. They were warriors, but not just warriors of conquest. They were strategists, philosophers, and innovators. According to ancient historians, Cyrus's early life was shrouded in mystery and prophecy. Legend tells of a dream his grandfather had before Cyrus's birth, a dream that predicted the child would become a great king who would challenge the existing world order. Some historians believe Cyrus was born around 600 BCE in the mountainous regions of what is now modern-day Iran to a Persian father and a Median mother. Cyrus's lineage was particularly unique. His grandfather, Astyages, was the king of the Median Empire, one of the most powerful kingdoms of the time. His mother was a Median princess and his father was a Persian prince. This mixed heritage would prove crucial in his later ability to unite different cultures and tribes. The Persian social structure was also revolutionary for its time. Unlike many ancient societies that were rigidly hierarchical, Persians had a more fluid system of social mobility. Merit was often valued over birthright, and talented individuals could rise through the ranks based on their skills and achievements. Cyrus understood this principle intrinsically. As a young leader, he didn't just rely on his royal blood, he worked to earn the respect of his people, learning from tribal elders, studying military strategies, and developing a deep understanding of diplomacy that was rare for his era. His military training was comprehensive. Persian princes weren't just taught how to fight. They were educated in philosophy, languages, governance, and strategic thinking. Cyrus could speak multiple languages, understand different cultural nuances, and adapt his approach based on the specific context of each conquest. But Cyrus was no ordinary prince. While most royal heirs were content with luxury and inherited power, he was different. From a young age, he demonstrated an unusual combination of military brilliance, political wisdom, and unprecedented empathy. These qualities would become the cornerstone of his revolutionary approach to leadership. The technological innovations of the Persian Empire under Cyrus were equally impressive. Their metallurgy was advanced for the time, allowing them to create superior weapons and armor. Their horse breeding and cavalry techniques were unparalleled, giving them a significant advantage in warfare. Communication was another area where Persians were centuries ahead. The royal road system wasn't just a highway, it was a sophisticated network of relay stations, messengers, and strategic points that allowed rapid communication across vast distances. Imagine a messaging system that could transmit information across thousands of miles in days when most civilizations struggled to communicate within their own territories. His rise to power wasn't just about military conquest, it was about vision and strategy. When Cyrus first began to unite the Persian tribes, many thought he was mad. The Persian people were divided with multiple tribal leaders fighting for supremacy. But Cyrus saw something they didn't: the potential for unity. His first major conquest came against the Median Empire, ruled by his own grandfather. Instead of a bloody battle that would destroy everything, Cyrus orchestrated a bloodless revolution. He united the Median and Persian armies, creating a force more powerful than anyone had imagined. This wasn't just a military victory. It was a masterclass in diplomacy and strategic thinking. The conquest of Lydia marked another turning point. King Croesus, famous for his immense wealth, believed his golden treasures and powerful army would protect him. Cyrus had other plans. Using an innovative military strategy, he crossed terrain that was considered impossible, surprising Croesus and capturing his capital. But true to his philosophy, he didn't destroy the conquered kingdom. He integrated it. Cyrus's approach to conquest was revolutionary. While other conquerors sought to crush and humiliate, he sought to understand and incorporate. When he conquered a new territory, he would often adopt local customs, respect local religions, and even employ local officials. This wasn't just strategy, it was a fundamentally different way of building an empire. The Cyrus cylinder, discovered in 1879 and now housed in the British Museum, provides incredible insight into his philosophy. Often called the first human rights charter, this clay cylinder outlined principles of racial, cultural, and religious tolerance that were centuries ahead of their time. Cyrus declared that all peoples within his empire had the right to practice their own religions, speak their own languages, and maintain their cultural practices. Consider the conquest of Babylon in 539 BCE, a moment that would change world history forever. Instead of the typical brutal siege, Cyrus entered the city peacefully. He freed the Jewish people who had been held captive, allowing them to return to their homeland and rebuild their temple. This act was so significant that he is actually mentioned positively in the Bible, a rare honor for a non-Jewish ruler. This infrastructure wasn't just military, it was economic and cultural. Trade flourished under Cyrus's rule. Merchants from different regions could travel safely, exchange goods, and interact in ways that were previously impossible. The Persian Empire became a melting pot of ideas, technologies, and cultural exchanges. Cyrus's religious tolerance was also groundbreaking. In an era when most rulers imposed their own religious beliefs on conquered peoples, he allowed diverse religious practices. Jews, Babylonians, Egyptians, and dozens of other cultural groups were allowed to maintain their spiritual traditions. His empire wasn't just large, it was massive beyond comprehension. Stretching over 2 million square miles, it covered territories from modern-day Turkey to India, from Egypt to Central Asia. But Cyrus understood that an empire isn't just about territory, it's about connection. The Persian Royal Road was a testament to his genius. This incredible highway system, stretching thousands of miles, allowed for unprecedented communication and movement. Relay stations were placed at strategic points, allowing messages and goods to travel faster than ever before. Imagine a communication network that could transmit information across continents in a matter of days, in an era when most civilizations struggled to communicate within their own borders. But Cyrus's most remarkable achievement was creating the first truly multinational state in human history. He didn't just conquer, he integrated. Persians, Babylonians, Jews, Egyptians, and dozens of other cultures and peoples were not just conquered, but welcomed into a unified system that respected their differences. Yet, for all his brilliance, Cyrus carried a secret. A fatal flaw that would ultimately lead to the most dramatic transformation in ancient history. How could a leader so advanced, so revolutionary, plant the seeds of his own empire's eventual destruction? The answer will shock you. Some legends are born, some are made, but some change everything.